I'd like to welcome you all once again. So before moving to our agenda and meeting, those who are new to today's meeting, please join this QR code. So you can join our WhatsApp group. Then I will share the links for the voting. And then there are some ground rules. Yes. So we will not talk about sex, religion, and the politics. And now we are doing only in offline mode only. So please keep your mobile in silent mode. And please follow me for our club mission. We provide a supportive and positive learning experience. In which members are empowered. To develop communication and leadership skills. Resulting in greater self-confidence. And personal growth. Yeah, with this, I like to hand over the dais to our President Adi.
So good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Thank you so much, Dhyaneshwar, for such a nice start of the meeting. I welcome you all to VTM 255th meeting. Just few more points. If you require to go to washroom, the washroom is out there, and drinking facility, water facility is also out there. And all the ground rules are mentioned by Dhyaneshwar. So also, please use the area or dice properly because the video is being recorded. So please use the stage properly in a proper manner. I would start, but before that, I would like to appreciate few members like Toastmaster Hiren, who took up the challenge on the spot and became the grammarian of the day. We have certain changes in the agenda, and few of the members, Toastmaster Toner, also took up 2 roles, and this shows how VTM is like more moving towards a greater in each and every meeting. We are trying to do our best by taking up challenging roles. Also, the video from the last meeting onwards have been uploaded on YouTube, our YouTube channel. So after the meeting, you can go and check out your videos out there if you have to check any errors or areas of improvement. For that, I would like to appreciate Toastmaster Durgesh, Udit and Ravi. They are taking charge of the videography of VTM. That shows how we are trying to work upon the quality of the meeting. With this, I would like to start with guest introduction. So, ma'am, you can stand up at your position. If you want, you can come up on the stage. You can give your brief introduction and how you got to know about VTM.
Yes. First of all, a very good morning to all of you. Myself is Sakshi Arya. I work for ONGC. Actually, I'm just joined ONGC 2 years back. And last month I visited IIM Calcutta. So there, one of my friends introduced me about the Toastmasters Vadodara. They motivated me a lot that I should join this, and this is a great platform where I learn a lot about how I can, what sir said about the personal growth. So that's why I'm here to have a lot of information to be gathered.
Thank you so much. Sir.
Yeah, hi everyone, good morning. Excuse me because I'm having a sore throat today, so maybe I may be less audible to you, but anyways. Myself, Nirav Moda. I work with Linda Engineering, and since 2013 I am in Baroda. And somewhere in 2015 I was discussing about this club, and it was a dream on that day which came today. So I just believe keep hustling, and sometimes the day comes when you can do that. So wonderful people here I can see, and I'm just looking forward to have a great learning session today. So thank you very much.
It says that destiny always cross your path. So you also have a fellow colleague from Linde. Tarun is also from Linde. So Shivam, I guess.
Good morning, everyone. It's my 5th meeting as a guest, but now I will be a member of this club by today.
Oh.
it was a great experience for me as a guest, and I think that I will be the great speaker in 2 years or 3 years if I will be in this club. Thank you.
Last guest, I guess. We have 2 more guests. We can-
So good morning everyone. My name is Durgesh Narigalkar. So I work in browser stack in sales department as such. And my qualifications being mechanical engineer and MBA. So how I got to know about Toastmaster is that couple of my colleagues, are part of Toastmaster different chapters. So they were very well proficient in what they were speaking, in presentations and everywhere. So earlier, I also got the opportunity of speaking in some colleges on some subjects and all. At that time, I knew that this is not something giving presentation to in class and something. It's different ballgame altogether. So then always knew what Toastmaster was, but never thought of actually entering into one club. So just last week I googled Toastmasters in Vadodara and then came up and then I inquired and then here I am as a first chapter executive. So thank you.
I remember you messaged us on
Yeah.
Instagram, and I was the counterpart, so
Okay.
I replied to you. So we are active on social media. So as I mentioned earlier, this video they tend to translate into how better speaker we are, and it basically showcase on all social media platforms. So basically we are trying to showcase our skill, our member skill on the social media platform. So I urge you all, take this dice with great opportunity and confidence, because you are being filmed and it will be shown somewhere on Instagram or on any other social media. Last, like you have been guest for quite a long, and from this meeting we hope that you will be.
My name is Jayesh Pagia. I am currently working in MNC company and came to know about this club from one of my colleagues. This is my 5th session as a guest, and our company itself going to sponsors me for this club recently. And I am here to be out of fear of public speaking. Thank you.
And we have Hiren, who would be out here as a grammarian, so he won't require an introduction from us. Thank you so much. With this, I would like to start the meeting with a message which usually I like to share at the start. So during this week, I was just scrolling through my mails and the contest is coming in. So I was just checking the District 98 mail because they share the instruction of the contest through mail, and I came across a quote which was by Henry Ford too. It mentioned that if everyone is moving forward, success takes care of itself. And I found it counterintuitive because the following day, maybe a next day or two, I watched a movie, and the name of the movie was Ford versus Ferrari. If anyone has seen that movie, can just give a raise. Okay, so we have few members in the crowd, and I urge other members to just just go through that movie. It's based upon it's a true story, and it has been basically converted into a movie, and it's a true story between Ford and Ferrari. So in 1966 or before that, Ferrari was the topmost, the best sports car out there, and Ford was on the journey to conquer, basically to become the best sports car out there. And there is one race, it's known as Le Mans, which is the toughest, most dangerous race out there, and it's still going on. It's a 24 hours long race. You heard me right. It's a 24 hours. There are 2 drivers driving throughout the day, that is 24 hours, in a same car to test the endurance of a car. So you might be thinking that I'm here as a critic or giving a review of the movie, but I'm not here to give a movie review, rather a leadership message that I came across through a movie. As I mentioned earlier, Henry Ford mentioned that if everyone is moving forward, success takes its care of itself. In a movie, there was a clip when there was a race, and they had their best driver and a designer who was basically Chevy, and he used to design the car, and Ken was the driver. So basically they have won, there are 3 Le Mans races throughout the year, and that guy had won 2 out of 3 races. And there was the 3rd race which they were competing against Ferrari. The Ford was leading and Ferrari was out there. And during the race, there are usually 3 race cars. And all the 3 Ferrari cars, they broke down. And it was sure that Ford would win that race with huge margin. They had a huge lead in the race. And then Henry Ford came out of the picture. He didn't look and thought of Ken, who was going to be the first driver to win 3 races in a calendar year. Rather, he took up the name of his company upfront. For a PR stunt, that is public relations stunt, he asked Ken to slow down so that all the 3 Ford cars, they finish at the same time, so that they can get a picture, and which would be a publicity stunt, and Ford car would be like bolstering their sales throughout that year. In that part, Ken lost the race. Basically, he came second because of some of the rules of the Le Mans. It hurt. Basically, if I am that guy, it might have hurt me. And it is counterintuitive, as I mentioned. He mentioned that if everyone is moving forward, success takes care of itself. And here he was selfish. He took his own, like basically Ford sales over the winning streak of a member who was loyal to him. And here I want to share that in this teamwork or team play, we usually tend to portray that equality of unequal. That is, in a team, if a particular person is giving all of its effort, he is doing all of his work, and you are not giving him the due credit, rather in a form of teamwork, you are just taking away the credit from him and sharing amongst the unequal who didn't work as much as a particular person might have. And at the end, I remember still a beautiful line which shows how humble Ken was. At the end, after losing a race, Shelby, who was his designer, he mentioned to him that you promised me the drive. You didn't promise me a win. This shows how humble a person was Ken, and how he helped Ford become an elite sports car during that journey. And as I mentioned, we all get to be in a leadership position throughout the journey. Please don't take credit of a particular person in the name of teamwork. Give due credit to a particular person who might have worked on that and who has given extra effort in that journey. With this, like I would move on to the theme, and you might have seen that the Diwali week is starting off, which has affected our attendance. But yet, I'm sure that through this theme we would be enlightened. So I would like to call upon Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Tarun, with a theme calendar full of it.
Thank you, dear Adil. So I will start with the calendar in my hand. So normally, if you have kids, when the academic year changes, as father, I am the first one to see the diary, to see where the holidays are, where the festival season is falling, so that I can plan my trip, or I can plan some get together of friends and preparation time. So good morning, fellow Toastmasters and our esteemed guests. I welcome you all to the 255th meeting of Vadodara Toastmaster. I am TM Tarun and I will be your Toastmaster for today. So the theme, a calendar full of events. I would like to ask all of you, like as my habit of looking at the calendar of my kid during any academic year change, what is your habit, or why do you as individual browse through a calendar?
The same thing which you have already given.
Any
The
other
holidays
reason?
and birthdays.
Any holidays eaten up by Saturday and Sunday?
I also tend to see which holidays fall on a Sunday so that we don't get an actual holiday. In India, like if we see India as a whole, we have a lot of diversity, like diversity in religion, diversity in people, languages, the area basically, and so we are diverse in the festival that we celebrate. Actually, if we look at a calendar year of India, like if we look of any calendar, we will see it is like every month there will be at least one or two festivals which are there for us to celebrate, right? So, like holidays in India or any other country, maybe we can think we can divide into two types. Like one is the religious festival, which is related to whatever beliefs or God, whatever we are believing. Second is national holidays, right? So I would just like to all of us to just go back to our childhood, right? When we were in school, and we should start. We should just memorize, or we should just recollect our memories. Like what as a kid we used to think when we thought of holidays, like summer holidays or Diwali holidays or Christmas holidays. Any memory you can recollect?
Like I used to go to summer camp
Okay.
to play sport because during the school hours, our parents used to take us to the native in all the time. Diwali holidays. I remember that.
Our camp was Mama ka ghar.
Like, most of our first we will be planning for holidays, as Adil rightly said. Like some would be going for some sports activity. Maybe he may be a sports enthusiast. Otherwise, maybe some would be just thinking of relaxing off. Just the idea of to be off from school. Then of course comes the sweet part. You try remembering what sweets you will get on festivals, what new clothes you will get. You will be eager to go with your parents outside so that you get new clothes. Even if you have a wardrobe full of clothes, but still on the festival time you will always be eager that your parents take you out and get you some new wardrobe. So that is all about childhood. Now, what I will do is like I will just try to run through the calendar of the festival which as India we celebrate. So maybe I will start with January. What are the festivals? One is Makar Sankranti or kite flying is very good, right? Any other in January? Remember?
So 26th January.
26th January. Right. So what do all of us do on 26th? Makar Sankranti is very well celebrated. Like kite, we do the flies and make it, the whole sky is full of colors. But what actually as individual we do on 26th?
Actually, we see the TV, that national program is standardized, yeah,
So
from
what-
Delhi,
yeah.
that is.
Most of it do not take it as a national holiday, but they take it as a holiday to relax.
So we used to have competition in our schools.
Schools, right.
We were drawing competition.
And the teachers, though, they have to go.
Right.
Absolutely.
Teachers
There is
have
no
there is
holiday
holidays
for
for the teachers, right? And in February,
Valentine's Day.
that is not a festival.
Vasant Panchami.
Vasant Panchami, right? So
Saraswati
February is known
Puja.
for Vasant Panchami. Then March,
Holi.
And why do we celebrate Holi?
The festival of color.
Festival of
we
color.
meet the-
Victory of good over evil.
Yeah.
We very well all know like how why the Holi is celebrated and why it is full of colors. April, any idea?
New Year, actually Indian New Year starts from
Baisakhi.
April,
Gudi Padwa.
Baisakhi.
Gudi Padwa.
And not only that, all over the country we have some different types of, some Bengalis they celebrate their New Year, the Assamese they celebrate their New Year. Many, and that Ram Navami, Navratri is there.
So Baisakhi is one of the prominent festivals in April. So just from April, January to April, we have seen so many festivals, right? We all remember of so many good memories. Get together of family. People, even if they are now it is like a habit of or a trend to remain in nuclear family. So like whenever the festival comes, that is one chance where people try to come together, try to exchange their feelings or whatever things when the festival time actually comes. Otherwise, day-to-day life, people are so busy that they don't get time to meet together, and they find festival as one of the idea or one of the way in which they try to gather. As like my family also, like I am alone, like as a family, like we have been shifted to Baroda since quite long, but our major portion of family we use in native. So we find some time, like festival time, because otherwise schools, college, office, everything we cannot actually take leave. So we take this part or this calendar to look through and which day we will find it suitable so that we can go to the native and again come back or group with the family members. So before I move from April onwards, for the benefit of all our guests who are present for today's meeting, I will just briefly explain you the agenda of any Toastmaster meeting. Any Toastmaster meeting is divided basically into three sections. One is the prepared speech session, wherein we will have three speakers who will give the speech based on their pathway and the level which they are in. That will be the prepared speeches. Then the second session would be about the table topic, where the table topic master would give an impromptu title or theme wherein you as guest or anyone has to come here and give an impromptu speech. That is the most exciting part of any of the Toastmaster meeting. The third and the most important is also the evaluation, where the prepared speakers as well as the table topic speakers would be evaluated by our experienced Toastmaster. You can take your that feedback as an input, not only for the people who are giving the speeches, but also for the audience. Take it as an input and then improve your speaking skills. Right? So today we have speakers like TM Ravi, TM Kuldeep and TM Gitanjali would be giving speeches for the prepared speeches. TTM table topic master is TM Gyaneshwar, who will be taking care of table topic. As in evaluation for the prepared speakers, we have TM Adil, TM Bhavesh and TM Kirit. For table topic evaluation, we again have TM Krunal. And as our general evaluator who will evaluate the overall meeting, we have again TM Krunal for that. For any Toastmaster meeting, we need pillars of support. Without them, any Toastmaster meeting is not successful or complete. So that pillars of support is known as the tag team, which comprises of the timer, the AHA counter and the grammarian. Right? So I would like to introduce to you the tag team for today's meeting. I would like to first introduce TM Durgesh, who has taken the role of timer for today. Please join your hands to welcome TM Durgesh. He will
Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. I am Durgesh and today I will do the job of timer. As a timer, I time the table topic speakers, prepared speeches and the evaluators. And also I will alert each speakers of the time they have left by showing green, yellow and red card. So for table topic speakers, time limit should be 2 minutes. 1 minute I'll show the green card. At 1 minute and 30 seconds I'll show yellow card, and at 2 minutes I'll show the red card. And for prepared speeches, time limit should be between 5 to 7 minutes. At 5 minutes I'll show the green card. At 6 minutes I'll show the yellow card, and at 7 minutes I'll show the red card. And then for the icebreaker speeches, the time limit should be between 4 to 6 minutes. At 4 minutes I'll show the green card. At 5 minutes I'll show the yellow card. At 6 minutes I'll show the red card. And the last, the evaluators time limit should be between 2 to 3 minutes. At 2 minutes I'll show the green card. At 2 minutes and 30 seconds, I'll show the yellow card, and at 3 minutes, I'll show the red card. Okay, so thank you.
Before you do this, I have one question. Like, as child, which festival do you think is your favorite and why?
My favorite festival is Diwali, because I get to spend more time in the home and with friends to play some sports and activities. So I love Diwali.
Next in our tag team is the A, which stands for the AHA counter. The role for AHA counter for today's meeting is taken care by TM Udit. So I would like to welcome TM Udit to the stage. Please explain.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
I'm a counter for today's meeting. So, for that, I will be counting the that sounds of the speakers. Plus that, I will also count the filler words like but, also like, also that words in my diary. So, yes.
So, I have the same question. Maybe what is your favorite festival and why?
In childhood, quite Makar Sankranti, and now it's Diwali. But basic reason लोग अच्छा लगता था kites and now bomb पड़ने वाला.
Okay.
Thank you.
Now we come to the G of the tag team, that is grammarian. So I welcome TM Dhiren, who is taking the role of grammarian for today. Please welcome TM Dhiren. He will explain the role.
Well, I was with Vadodara Toastmaster Club for many years, and I hardly took the grammarian role because I felt that my grammar is not very good. But then I was thinking that taking grammarian role is a blessing in disguise, because that way you will be able to learn something. And then I see the statement here, the phrase of the day. It is the same phrase of the day, that blessing in disguise. But before that, I will let you know the words of the day today. The words of the day today for our meeting will be Jamore. Jamore means, did I pronounce correct?
So it is enjoyment, celebration.
Enjoyment and celebration, yeah. I think that's what the large celebration or party, for example, Diwali celebration is a huge open air jamore with music stalls and everyone enjoying themselves. And in fact, having a Toastmaster meeting itself is a jamore for all of us. Second phrase of the day is blessings in disguise. Of course, it is going to be blessings in disguise for me being evaluator for you for the grammar. I am trying to show the grammatical mistakes whenever you speak here. That way I will be learning myself also. And when Toastmaster of the day calls me at the end of the meeting, I will submit my report. Thank you.
I would also like to ask you the same question for the day.
Well, I didn't like the festivals and all that, but what I enjoyed most the Mama Ka Ghar is so Diwali vacation was a very good time for me.
Thank you. So we all can look at our life as a bag of festival, right? We can celebrate each moment as a festival. So we can look at our life as a festival itself. Festival also brings diversity. It also brings the neighbors into dialogue, right? If there is some fight or some misunderstanding between your neighbors, it is the right time in festival where you can approach them and again can restart the dialogue. With this, I would like to start our first session for today, that is for the prepared speaker. Our first speaker for today is TM Ravi, who will be giving his icebreaker speech, and his evaluation would be done by TM Adil. So before I call TM Ravi for his speech, I would like to call his evaluator TM Adil to brief us on his pathway and his title.
Thank you. Good morning once again. I'm here back again. My focus speaker, Toastmaster Ravi, would be giving his icebreaker speech from the Pathway Innovative Planning. It's his level 1 project 1 speech with objective to basically introduce himself in front of all the members and guests. The title of the speech is Life is all about the choices we make. Timer, please note, The allotted time for Toastmaster Ravi is 4 to 6 minutes. I request all the members and guests to give standing ovation once he completes his speech, since it's his icebreaker speech. Ace the speech and best of luck to you. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you very much. I would now like to call TM Ravi for his icebreaker speech. TM Ravi. Life is all about choices. Life is all about choices we make.
I will start my speech with a beautiful quote by Andrew Yang. We all make choices, but in the end, our choices will make us. Good morning, everyone. It's our choices that defines who we are. It's our choices that defines what we will become in our future. So, dear audience, I will walk you through some of the choices I have made in my life. Before that, I will introduce myself. I am Ravi. I am Ravi Panchal, a middle child of Usha and Prakash Panchal. As a middle child, I received both the treatment of being young and old simultaneously. I was born in 1998 in Vadodara and I got married in this year, May. My hobby includes learning about science, and I am very passionate about machines. I love to build machines. I have constant flow of electronic and mechanical thoughts running in my mind. I can even a laptop and even a bike. Currently, I am working at SmartNode as a production department head, leader of 25 people, and contributing myself as an innovator towards company's vision. When I was a child, I learned to speak late compared to other children with an issue of stammering. I couldn't even finish a single sentence without interruption. So, to avoid that issue, I chose to work with my father and grandfather rather than play and make new friends. Well, that choice made me technically strong and developed my hobby, but at the same time, it isolated me from the outside world and I became an introvert. I did my schooling from Pansil High School. I was average at my studies and I did pass my 10th with an average grade. So taking a science stream was not an option. So I chose to pursue diploma in electronics from Parul University. But this time I passed with good grades and I got admission in Dharamsi Desai University, Nadia for my bachelor's. Has anyone here passed out from DU? Anyone? Yes. Will you start about your experience?
It was an extension of school.
Who don't know about the DDIT? I will brief you about my college. DDU believes in time management and conducts frequent exams. They conduct around 8 exams in 6 months of semester. And if you fail in them, like me, you have pile of exams waiting for you to clear. So I was little depressed and I decided to quit in my 6th semester and started my first job with 2 years of bond in production department of one company. After completing several months in that company, I realized that I was not fond of it and I didn't see my growth in that company. So I chose to quit and joined SmartNode. I have completed 4 years and I have learned a lot. So, like you all, I too have made many choices in my life. It is my choice, and I believe that it is my choices that made me strong and technical. That it is my choices that I have an extreme knowledge of machines, and also it is my choices that I am weak at communication. So, to improve on that and become a fluent speaker like you all, I am here. I have made one recent choice to join this Toastmaster group. A choice can make or break us. It's our choice. A choice can make or break us. Our life will move upon the choices we make. So thank you everyone for hearing me now, and back to TM Tarun. Thank you.
What a wonderful icebreaker speech by TM he said, life is all about the choices. Now coming back to our second speaker for today, we have TM Kuldeep for that, and he would be evaluated by TM Bhavesh. So I would like to call TM Bhavesh to speak about brief about his speech title and his part. TM Bhavesh.
Good morning, all of you. My focus speaker today is Kuldeep. He has chosen a pathway presentation mastery, and he will be giving his speech for level 1 project 2, and the topic for his speech today is Sam Bahadur. So I will congratulate him for choosing such a wonderful topic, and timer, please note his time limit is 5 to 7 minutes, and at the end of the speech session I will evaluate him during evaluation session. So thank you all.
All welcome TM Kuldeep Sam Bahadur. TM Kuldeep Sam Bahadur.
So, on Friday, Dhruv called me, our vice president, and he said, Kuldeep, you gave a speech, and it was so good that you should give it again. And I did not feel that it was good at all. So that is how he convinced me to give the same speech twice, Sam Bahadur. I'm not here to promote Meghna Gulzar's movie. I'm just here to talk about a notable figure in our country's history. Sam Bahadur was the Field Marshal of India, one of only 2 people to have held the title. That is the highest you can go in any army in the world. So let me shed some light on the character of the man growing up through the army and what I've learned from him. So Sam was born in Amritsar to a Parsi family, and he wanted to be a doctor, but unfortunately that dream could not be realized. So he decided to enroll in the IMA, which was the first batch, the historic batch, which produced 3 chiefs of army staff of the Indian subcontinent: General Pan of Myanmar, General Khan of Pakistan, and Manekshaw of India. Do you know, a quote has just struck me. When I was researching these men, these notable men, I realized they all had one physical characteristic in common. They all had hooked noses. I too have a hooked nose, in case anyone missed that. But yes, so Sam Manekshaw went on to join the army, serve in the British Army. He got shot up in Burma, and then when the Chinese invaded, he was suspended from duty. Why? Because he had the guts to say what he wanted to say without thinking what his superiors thought. The army, after that, you guys know what happened with the Chinese debacle of '62. The army was beaten. The country was disgraced. Nehru had to recall Sam, and Sam was sent to Eastern Command to take over, which he promptly did and beat the Chinese back. He repelled the Chinese aggressors with bloodied noses, as it were. So, after that, he was picked to become army chief, which he became, and during his tenure, we had the war with Pakistan, the Bangladesh war, which gave birth to a new nation. Sam Manekshaw planned it all out with his able generals, and we won the war in under 2 weeks, which was phenomenal. So, now let me tell you what, he was a hot favorite of my grandfather, who admired the man. He thought Sam Manekshaw represented everything that was good about the Indian Army. So, the thing is, what have I learned from the man? I've studied the man quite well, and I feel I can talk on the man, and I feel I can say what I've learned from him. So that is what I'm going to do. Sam Manekshaw emphasized on professional knowledge and professional competence more than any one thing. And what is that? Professional knowledge has to be acquired. It does not matter whose son you are or what position you're at. It has to be acquired the hard way. There's no other way to do it. Once you get the professional knowledge, you get the professional competence. And after that, another quality is decisiveness. Many people that all of us know lack decisiveness in all walks of life. We might get frustrated with colleagues, we might get frustrated with friends or family members that lack decisiveness. Why do people lack decisiveness? Does anyone know?
Fear.
Fear, yes. And any other reason? People lack decisiveness because they lack the professional competence. Why do they lack the professional competence? Because they lack confidence to take the decision. Another thing, you need to have a sense of humor when dealing with people. Many of us have colleagues, we work in offices. If you speak harshly to one of your subordinates or colleague, how will they react? They become easily despondent, easily subdued. You need to have a sense of humor. You should tell them that it's okay. Let me recall an incident that just happened recently in my office. One of the interns we have some interns, and one of them got into trouble, and some people thought otherwise and really let it go on the intern. She was very young, very fresh. There was no need to give it to her like that. But they did. I was called into the office. I said, what is your intern doing? I said that, see, she's really young, you can't do that to her. After which the manager said that Kuldeep, you're very helpful. You help everyone, but you seldom do your own work, which was not the case. And I thought that to help people in a company, this is the first time I'm being condemned for that. So I promptly told the boss that according to this manager, if I was a woman, since I can't say no, I'll always be pregnant. And he was not very amused with that. And I thought for a second that I might get fired. What does that tell you? If you stand up, say your piece, regardless of what anyone thinks. It's a very thin line between getting fired and making your point. Okay? Courage. Courage is another quality that the field marshal emphasized on. There's two types of courage, moral and physical. But everyone here looks white collar, so I'm going to emphasize on moral courage. I'm going to use the example of General Manekshaw. The thing is that when he went to Indira Gandhi and asked her that, can you go into Pakistan? She asked him. He said, I'm not ready. He had the moral courage to turn around and tell her that I'm not ready. Otherwise, we'll face the Chinese debacle again. And that is what I've learned. Keep a sense of humor, stay disciplined, professional competence, and decisiveness. Thank you.
That was again a wonderful speech by TM Kuldeep. So many things to learn about from the speeches. The next speaker is our experienced speaker, TM Gitanjali, and she would be evaluated by experienced evaluator TM Kirit. So I would like to call upon TM Kirit to the stage to give the details of the speech.
Thank you, Good morning, everybody. I am privileged to be a evaluator of our Toastmaster Gitanjali, one of the senior most Toastmasters we have. And for those of you who do not know, Madam Gitanjali has been teacher for a very long time. She ended as a principal of high school. She has always taught all of us, and she has taught Toastmasters as well. Today she is going to deliver the Project 3 Level 3 speech, which is about effective body language. The purpose of the project is to deliver a speech which demonstrates how intentional or unintentional body movements affect everybody. We all know that we can have some intentional body language as well as some intentional thing which is very important. I think she will able to demonstrate that. And we have to learn how to refine our non-verbal skill by this speech. Because verbal speech is important, non-verbal skill is also equally important, how you demonstrate it. So it can be a humorous speech, it can be informative speech, choice is us. And I wish all the best. Let's hear, what is the title of your speech?
Encounter with Ghost.
Encounter with Ghost. So all the best to Toastmaster Gitanjali. Thank you, sir.
So, all of you, please be ready for a Jambore speech. Welcome TM Gitanjali. An encounter with the ghost. TM Gitanjali, an encounter with the ghost.
Thank you, Toastmaster, for the Namaskar and very good morning to each one. Has anybody seen ghosts or had an encounter with ghosts?
Not yet.
No one I knew. But I had an encounter with a ghost. The concept of ghost itself creates panic you can feel inside our heart. One of the most interesting incidents of my life that I had an encounter with ghost. This incident happened nearly 43 years ago. That time I was a student of MA Part 2 and residing in the University hostel. One fine day in the month of July, early July, I went to the dining hall to have my lunch. There I heard that girls were talking about some ghostly affairs. Few girls were discussing among themselves that a girl of sea wing fainted while seeing the ghost. And at midnight, an ambulance had been called to hospitalize her. This made me a little scared about hostel. In the evening, when my room partner came, I narrated everything to her. But to my surprise, she took this matter very casually and told me that 3 years back there was a girl who committed suicide in this hostel, and it was believed that her ghost haunted the hostel till date. This information further made me little curious. In the hostel in those days, there were no ceiling fans. We had a room and a lobby which was covered with iron net. As the hostel is a safe place, thus most of the girls used to keep open their room door and lobby door at night to get the cool breeze. One week, I was just left alone in the month of July as my partner went to her home. As usual, I slept at night with my room door open. But suddenly, at midnight, I woke up by hearing some hissing, some very strange hissing sound. Not only that, I felt someone was moving in my room. After a while, I realized that some ghostly figure stood beside my bed, was pulling my hair and touching my body. Made me very fearful. Though my body was covered with bedsheet, I gathered my courage and shouted, "Whosoever you are, just leave my room now. Otherwise I will start screaming and shouting." I waited for a while. After some time, everything became silent. Then I took out my face from the bedsheet and saw here and there that no one was there in the room. I got up forcefully and closed the door. The next day, at night, I cautiously closed the door. But Once again at midnight, there was a knocking sound. Continuous knocking sound. My inner sense smelled something very suspicious. Thus, I got up from my bed and opened the door latch without making any noise and stood beside the door with a broom as it was laying there near the door. Again the ghost knocked my door and the door was opened. It peeped inside. I was ready behind the door. I started beating it with the broom. It ran away very fast. But I noticed it was wearing bathroom slippers. It made me sure that it was some game, some ragging played by the notorious hostel girls. At third night, I intentionally opened the door, kept open the door, and started waiting for the ghost. Again, at the same time, midnight, I saw that someone entered in my room. That ghost was making again some fearful hissing noise and moving in my room. When she came near my bed, I was ready with the bedsheet and I threw my bedsheet on it and jumped quickly from the bed and caught it strongly, started giving punching and slapping it. And not only that, I started shouting, "Ghost, ghost, here's a ghost in my room!" Hearing my shout, all the other girls from other rooms, they also came to my room. They also started beating and slapping it. After some time, we took ghost to the warden's room. When the warden removed the bed sheet, we saw a girl of our hostel wearing Halloween dress and mask. But the thing is that ghost was severely crying. As she got a better treatment, strong treatment from all of us. Seeing her serious condition, the warden had to call our hostel doctor. With my daring attitude, the mystery of the ghost in the hostel was solved. And with this, there was a jamboree moment for all the hostelites. But it taught me a great lesson. This incident became blessing in disguise for me because I learned that there is no such concept like ghost. It was man-made creation just to create fear. Thanks, everyone.
What a wonderful session of prepared speakers we had. Now I would like to call DM
We
Durgesh.
were almost in the hostel room.
Thank you,
Right,
thank you,
correct.
thank you, thank you.
I would like to call DM Durgesh to give the report for timer. DM Durgesh.
Okay, so timing for the icebreaker speech, it's 4 minutes 14 seconds and it's within a time. And for the prepared speeches, for TM Kuldeep, his time is 7 minutes 30 seconds. And yeah, also in time because it's just 30 seconds grace positive. So and another is TM Gitanjali. Her timing is 7 minutes 54 seconds. Actually, it's not in time. So yeah. Thank you.
I now request Sir to roll the polls for the best prepared speakers. We have two speakers to for TM Ravi and TM Kuldeep. We can take some time. So I hope all of you are in the guest group now, and once he rolls the call, you can just give your voting for the best prepared speakers.
Like in a minute or so, it would be there in the group.
Should I continue?
Just 5 seconds.
So now, after the prepared speakers, I would like again you to go back to the theme for the today, that is the calendar full of events. We started with January to April, right? And now we move to May. Any idea what festivals you celebrate in May, apart from the summer vacation?
In May, we encountered Eid.
Eid, right? Perfect.
My birthday.
So, I think from next year, your birthday would be celebrated as a festival in Toastmasters. We hope. Yeah, so Eid, rightly said, as Eid ul-Fitr is celebrated in May, and it is the conclusion of the holy month of fasting, that is Ramadan. June, any idea about festivals in June? Rath Yatra is one of the thing which is being done normally in June. Then July, I don't recollect any holidays in July but I don't recollect. And then comes the month from August till end of the year, which is full of festivals. So we'll talk about August. August we have so many holidays, so many festivals. Raksha Bandhan, Ganesh Chaturthi,
15th August.
15th August, and Mashtami, right? So now we go to our second session of Toastmasters, that is the table topic master. If you were feeling that it's a blessing in disguise for the guest to attend this meeting and get yourself Jamore for hearing the prepared speeches, you will now come to another session of Toastmasters where you will feel that why it is really important to attend or be a part of the Toastmasters. So I would like to welcome TM Dhaneshwar to start or take us over to the next session, that is table topic. Over to you, TM Dhaneshwar.
So, what is the most important thing? Not most, but what is the important thing in the life? Anything else?
Time.
No, it's food. Because if you have food, then everything is possible. All things, fun, and all these things. As our theme is that a calendar full of events. Yeah, everyone has the calendar full of events. Some of them are with Jamboree, and few are with good food served. So we remember only those Jamboree, those parties where the good food is served. So that's why I believe many of us like the Diwali festival because there are lots of other things. And also, food is like having the similar taste like our life. We have some friends who are very tasty, it's like spicy and so on. So they are taste to our life. But we have some relatives also who are better in taste. But if food is better, it is healthy also. Food is like a tasty and sweet, like our sweetheart. But it never breaks our heart. So in today's table topic session, I came up with some food dishes. So I will like to come here and talk about the dishes, how you like, which place you liked, then how to, if you know the recipe, you can share with us, and definitely you will have some memories, so you can share that also. So I will go one by one, but here the trend is different. Every time we used to call the Toastmaster here, and then we will ask the question. This time I will show you the dish. Who will like to talk about it, he can come and talk. Okay, and also as we are talking about the food, so who will win this competition, the table topic master, the speaker, he must get some reward. So today he will not get reward in the certificate, he will get chocolate also. So please.
Anyone?
Please. Sorry, good dish. Good dish. So what is the time? 1 minute. 1 minute. One second. Okay. So yeah, it's still morning. So good morning, everyone. So yes, jalebi. It's India's most famous sweet, and it's not particular to any state as such. But my favorite jalebi in Vadodara is sugar masala. Okay, then yeah, in Chakli Circle. So from young age, my parents used to take me there for jalebi, and it's the best in town. It's been around 15-20 years if I'm not wrong, but still their quality and taste has not changed. Right. The kesar thing, I'm not sure about the recipe as such. I'm not that good of a cook, but still I just love it. And my many friends are not from Gujarat. They are from Hyderabad, they are from Chennai, and many other locations. But Vadodara being a hub for business things, they usually come just to visit or some meetings or something. And they're hardly here for 1 or 2 days. So my another colleague with me is in Vadodara, luckily. And what we do is when they tell us that they are coming, we prepare a plan. Okay, like these are the places we want to take them for food. This is the Gujarati curry we want them to try. This is a sweet, ice cream, and like a whole itinerary to them. Right. So this jalebi from Mirch Masala is the last day's dessert. They eat everything from pani puri to, I'm an egg lover, so Maji Sainik is a place that I usually go to. After that, we prefer to take them to jalebi than ice cream, because Sarvodaya and other ice cream are like popular in every state as such. But this is something that I'm proud to tell that Mirch Masala jalebi is something you should try out, and you'll never have this kind of a taste and quality anywhere else in India. So thank you.
Yes, yeah. Food is the blessing for us, but I think for only few, it will be a blessing in disguise. Just like some people who don't like to eat the sweet and they are having diabetes. Okay, next year, please. Famous of Baroda. Sev Usal. Pronounce it.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So this is one of the most iconic dish of Vadodara, Sev Usal. Although I personally am not a very big fan of this dish, but I don't know why people are very crazy about this dish. And I travel a lot, and when I have a discussion with my other colleagues from other part of country, so my South Indian colleagues, they take very proud that our dishes are very, very health conscious. Idli, you get carbs, and dosa, you get this and all that. What about you, Kunal? In Gujarat, what do you have? I said, okay, in Gujarat, we are all taste conscious. Okay. Our breakfast and health, there is no relation. So we have jalebi and thapda also in breakfast. As far as this particular dish is concerned, I have seen that if you are good in any skill, like if you can make a good dish of Sev Usal, you can make an entire career. You don't have to think anything else. And this is the only country in the entire world, you have to be good in one thing. Even if you are good in singing bhajan, there is an international scope. Right? So this country is ready to give you anything and everything, but be good in one thing, that's all. Over to you.
Girl second.
Myself Sakshi. First, once again, good morning to all of you. And I think it's a blessing in disguise if you have rolled up by the tree early morning. Actually, a few days back, my friend's birthday was there, and she gave us Golgappa in her birthday. So we liked it very much, and even I know how to prepare Golgappa. So whenever on Sunday morning we feel like that if we can prepare Golgappa, so we just come up with that masala and with all the coriander, masala powder, we come up with the khatta meetha pani, and here we have all these, basically we come up with the parties and enjoy all the Golgappa parties together. So it's a fun when we just go with all these dishes.
It is actually very famous for Maharashtra, but in Baroda also there are so many shops.
Actually, sorry, instead of chocolate, we should bring all this.
Yeah, so once again, hi everyone. Vada pav, I think this is the one food we all know as a food for poor and food for riches also, right? Everybody can afford it. It's the most affordable food in the entire India wherever we go. I love it so much. I belong to Rajkot, and there is a moment when we want to celebrate something. We used to have a vada pav party because this was something not every people was having. Generally, we are very fond of having gathia and all those things, but group of friends used to go to have a vada pav party, and we celebrate that way. We also have our food channel, and this was the first recipe we have put in our channel. So it's that close to my heart, and also I wish that sometime we have a vada pav party here also to have that reward moment, and not having blessings in disguise, but a real dish to celebrate.
Good morning, all of you, once again. So, when it comes to a khaman, Gujarat is well known for it, and specifically Baroda in that, you must be knowing Jagdish Farsan, which has been known in Baroda since long. Whenever I used to travel in other parts of India, like in north side or east side or south side, they have a compliment with non-veg. So they always say that, yaar, aap gujju log kya khate ho? Okay, and then they always get fascinated with we live with the ghas poos, okay, and we don't eat non-veg. So once upon a time, one of my friend, he has come from Calcutta to Baroda, and I took him to a Jagdish shop, and I have showed him, these are the kind of varieties that we make as a vegetarian food, and then I show him this dish. And he was very much fond of, because in other part of world they were not getting this. So he in other part of India he was not getting it. So I showed him this, and then he inquired about this dish, and he was so happy that really you guys can live with the ghas poos. I can say that. So that is a kind of thing. Thank you so much.
South Indian dish.
Good morning, everyone. Dosa is one of my favorite dishes, and I like most this dish. I used to eat this dish every month when I was at my home, but when I came to Vadodara, I hardly eat that dish 2 or 3 times, and this is good for health. I heard about this dish from my South Indian friends that they encourage this dish because this is very healthy dish. Thank you.
Noodles. Favorite dish of bachelors.
The noodles. Actually, I'm not much fond of the noodles, but I don't know how to eat it. Some guy use forks. my wife uses fingers.
And I didn't even make once in my life, so I should know from my mom it is. So it is actually, I believe, from the Chinese country. That's all I know about it. I don't know if it's true or not. So I believe everyone should try it, and that's all.
It's actually for sometimes very difficult to choose in the shop. So I kept all 4 options. You can choose anyone to talk. Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Table Topic Master. This is a really mouth-watering picture that I am seeing right now. Why? Because it has a collection of all the taste. It has a little blended taste, it has spicy taste, and if you see the chutney is also very sweet taste. Everything is mixture of it. And would you like to have entire thing together or piece by piece? This is what the life is also. When we think about life and when we concentrate only on the sweet part, we feel that life is totally sweet. Or we only focus on the spices, the chili over there. When we feel that life is totally very bitter or it is very spicy. If we think about some softer texture, we feel life is soft. But we don't have to consider life in a segregation. We don't have to think about some portion of our life and certain incidents only. If we collect entire experience as together, the way the dish is representing over here, that is what the life is. When we eat everything together, we feel the entire taste. Same the life is. When we enjoy the entire experiences, we will be able to enjoy our life to the fullest. Thank you very much.
So pizza is a thing that we will eat once in a month if we are a regular eater. So I like to go to the Pizza Hut. Well, there is a great combo of pizza, people for 3 or people for 8. So it's not a cost efficient and a thing to buy in a joint family for a joint family. But if you want to eat it, you can go with your friends. So that's
Yes, at last we are going to serve dessert.
Thank you, TM Janeshwar. So if you look at the picture, it is health versus health, right? So I would look at it like this, like if in the morning when you wake up, go for a walk, do a good exercise, running, jogging, then after coming back you would like to have a fruit dish just to supplement your walk. But it so happens that you wish for a supplement fruit dish, but while your wife has prepared a dish of gulab jamun. So neither you can say yes, neither you can say no. But you have to try to balance between because you already came after jogging. So you would say, okay, you have been jogging, you have sweated a lot, you already burnt your energy. So it's now your time to regain the energy. So 1 or 2 pieces of gulab jamun should not be an issue. I always have that tasawwur. Then when we start eating one, it's so mouth watering that we tend to eat one more. Then your wife would start speaking up. Man, you had only eat one. You already are doing so much of your exercise, running, jogging, and you are eating so much. So if she would offer you, but then also she would try to do the opposite. So you have to balance. So I think this is what you have to balance between your fruit dish and the sweet dish. Thank you.
With this, our dish are over.
It is a Diwali treat.
Yes.
Only the image.
Doesn't matter. That also gives quite good satisfaction to us.
Thank you, TM for a wonderful table topic session. It was really mouth-watering, like whatever photos you have shown. So we wish that someday you would also offer us the same as treat. Now we come to the evaluation session. So without taking much time, I would like to call the general evaluator for today's meeting. Sorry, before that I would like to call timer, TM Durgesh, to just tell about the report for the table topic speakers.
Thank you, Toastmasters. So for the table topics, all the table topic speeches are qualified. So they are completed within the time.
So now SA would launch the poll for the best table topic speakers. Yeah, in a few seconds. So you can vote for the best table topic speakers. With that, I would like to call upon G for today, TM Kunal, to give his evaluation for today's meeting. Over to you, TM Kunal. TM Kunal.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. So from now on, you will see my face frequently. So in Toastmasters, we do party a lot in this kind of a meeting, but we also do the evaluation of Jamboree, that whether we party properly or we still need a scope for the improvement. So from now on, we will start our evaluation session. So to evaluate the speech of Toastmaster Ravi, I invite Toastmaster Adil, his evaluator. Toastmaster Adil.
You choose to take the first step towards the public speaking journey. Best choice anyone can make in their lives. Good morning, everyone. I would like to congratulate my focus speaker, Toastmaster Ravi, for breaking the ice, and with a huge round of applause. I would like to give all the good aspect about the speech first, and on the later part, I would give some few feedback, and I promise that there were minor feedback, but yet it would help you become a better speaker. For the first speech, you didn't use the notes. That's a good part. Generally, for the first speech, speaker tend to use a note so that they don't forget the flow of the speech. But you didn't use the note. That was a good part about your speech. Good proverbs. You started off by a proverb by Andrew Ryan. We all make choices, but in the end, our choices made us. At the end, you used two more proverbs. Choice can make or break us. Life is a matter of choice, and every choice you make makes you. Your body posture was good. Like at first, if a speaker is nervous, he tend to speak like in this posture, or a casual posture without any hand movement. You kept your hand throughout the speech. You kept it open, so that shows your confidence and you were well prepared. So that's a good part about your speech. You covered all aspects about your introduction, which was the objective of your speech. You covered your parents' introduction, childhood details, technical aspect, the flaws or basically challenges that you faced, that was stammering issue. Leading 25 members team, how you went from 8 exams in 6th semester to becoming a leader of 25 team members. That was a good part in the speech. Being introvert and being with your father and grandfather might have been a blessing in disguise, because it made you technically strong and overcome your stammering issue. So you are a better speaker. I feel that you didn't stammer while you were speaking. So that was a good part, and I feel that was a blessing in disguise, even though you became an introvert, but you chose to be with your father and grandfather. You asked a question to connect with the audience, so that was a good part. Make a choice to be fluent speaker by joining Toastmasters. So you completed the whole circle. You completed by pointing out your topic and why you joined the Toastmasters. So that was a good part, so that everyone knew what you were speaking about. Here I quote a part of his speech: become fluent speaker like you. You considered all the members as a role model for you, but don't undermine yourself, because everyone here is on the learning journey path. Take pauses. You were bit like running away, or basically your pace was very high. It was difficult for me to note it down. So for the pauses part, you can, while you are writing your speech, try to include the punctuation mark so that they tend to be there in your mind while you are speaking. That's a good practice. And in the end, like I just want to summarize: good posture, good proverbs, and you didn't stammer. Just work upon 2 feedback and you would be a better speaker.
Thank you. Now to evaluate the speech of Toastmaster Kuldeep, I request Toastmaster Bhavesh.
Good morning, all of you. So my focus speaker was today Kuldeep. He had spoken about Sam Bahadur, and his speech was a Jamhuri speech. Just to summarize what he conveyed to all of us, he started with a personality-based speech where he was an army chief, and how he fought, and he explained us all entire story about how he fought for India and how he helped to win the war of Bangladesh. So that was a wonderful storylining which you have made. He has also narrated about professional knowledge, importance of professional competence, and the decisiveness that that is required as a chief to go further on this. Over and above that, there was an important part of sense of humor, which you have covered as a value. Also the courage portion, which is important: moral courage, physical courage. These are certain highlights of his speech. But your content was overall good. What I would recommend you for your speech to be taken from this level to this level is that you should have a start, you should have a body, and you should have an end. There has to be a storyline in the speech, which makes it more relatable to the listeners. Your content was extremely good, but the important part is to connect it with the audience. So that makes your speech to this level to this level. Your timeline, which you have currently taken, I think 7 minutes 25 seconds, you could have planned it a little bit better and made it in a range of 6:30 to 6:45. About your speech speed, your speed was a little bit high, where listeners were not able to grasp it 100% of it. But in a note side, your content was too good, so you were still able to attract the listeners and people, because your content and your storyline was about the personality, and people could correlate with it. So in a nutshell, you can use a small stories also, where you can give a value system based understanding, so that people can correlate his life with us as a listener. So that makes your speech much better. In overall, I would like to congratulate you, because this speech you have taken it for the 2nd time and you have done really well in this speech. So once again, thank you so much for that.
Now to evaluate Toastmaster Gitanjali's speech, I request Toastmaster Kirit.
Yeah, good morning still. I'll be evaluating speech of Toastmaster Gitanjali. I just came across one quote. When you hit a wrong note, it is the next note which decides whether it was good or bad. Very important thing. But when you struck a right note, there is nothing to worry, because it will go right throughout. Now we all know that title of the speech is important, and somebody told that title of the speech should not reveal the speech. But in case of a speech like this, the title which you chose, Encounter the Ghost, is very, very appropriate, because you have to create the suspense in the title itself, so that people are ready to experience the ghost. And she did remarkably well by choosing a title, Encounter with the Ghost. And the question opening. Now many people open the speech with the questions, but the questions, the answers should be the speech. You ask a question and feature no relation with that question's answer, then it is the irrelevant question. You opened very well, but it was not translated in good speech. But her question was, have you encountered with the ghost? And then the entire speech was entirely on that. Whole idea of the speech purpose was to demonstrate the body language, intentional and unintentional. So she chose this body language demonstration. If you all know, I think everybody went into the room. As somebody rightly said that we were almost in that room. And I think all of us were in that room. She created that scene, body movement. See the movement of the ghost, then the shape of the ghost, then pulling, then the shawl which she put bedsheet, and then the silence when she opened it. These are all demonstrated in such a effective way. And if you remember, or if you have seen, when she was talking about ghost, she came near, in fact she came very near me. That is how you have to demonstrate create the scene. And then she said 3 nights. First night experience was of fear. Second night experience was of courage because she knew what has to be done. And third one was revenge. We had to catch that ghost. So it was so beautifully structured, if you see. Nights were not just 1, 2, 3. Night had a purpose behind it. And she put a small message that there are no ghosts in the world. You need courage to do. She also very cleverly used both Jambori and this in disguise very intense, very nicely. It was not just fitted. It looked part of the speech. So that is also beauty. Now I have seen the whole entire speech. I was thoroughly enjoying, and I must say that for the first time, I have not found anything to be improved in this speech. Absolutely nothing to say, except Gitanjali has a tendency to get absorbed in the speech. So timing is always her weak point. But I don't mind because she was narrating the incidents where the time doesn't matter. So I will compliment Toastmaster Gitanjali and all the best for the next project.
So this was about evaluation of a prepared speech. Now I request our timer, Toastmaster Durgesh, to confirm about the qualification of evaluation time.
Thank you. Okay, so evaluator's speech, only Adil Adil was not completed this speech in time. Otherwise, both the Toastmaster Bhagas and Toastmaster Kirit are qualified. Thank you.
Now I request our Sergeant at Arms to launch the poll for the best evaluator. So by the time I will start my table topic evaluation session, right? Perfect. So this is something very unique. This club has started to evaluate the table topic speeches as well. So it gives a glimpse of evaluation to the guests as well, that how they have performed even in the speech of 1 minute or 2 minutes of time. So I'll try my level best to give that evaluation very quickly, because general evaluation is very detailed report. So in table topic, the first speaker was Toastmaster Durgesh. And yours is?
Durgesh.
Okay, so I thought I have not confused. So Toastmaster Durgesh. You spoke about guest Durgesh. Okay. So guest Durgesh, you spoke about jalebi, and you took us to all famous food joints of Vadodara, especially Mirch Masala. So the point I like about your speech is your confidence. We never felt that you were speaking on the stage or in front of somebody for the first time, and you took enough time to complete your speech. Also, you were not in hurry. So bingo to your speech. Little bit improvement on the eye movement. Like for example, you were talking, you were seeing this, and you were talking this side. So that side of audience was left out. So next time you should try on that aspect as well. Our next, after that, we have myself. So I'm not going to be very good. And then we have a guest, Shakshi. So she spoke about Golgappa. The best part about her was she used the phrase of the day, which is very difficult generally. In fact, I also think twice to use phrase of the day and word of the day. I am not as good as Toastmaster Gitanjali. The good part is she narrated a story out of it and a topic that she went to her friend's house and a party and kind of that. So that is the nice way to gather the audience engagement when you narrate the story. It would be better that you could have even go into the detail and took a time, because I think you concluded in a minute or so. You had a time up to 2 minutes. Okay, and you could have narrated a beautiful message out of it. Okay, something like Lal Singh Chadda. Okay, Zindagi Gol Gappe Jaiti Hundi Hai. So that could be I would say, cherry on the cake. After that, we had a Nirav Vada Pav. So I like your command over the language and your confidence on the stage. Very well narrated, and I can see that you could be a great speaker in coming times. Then we have Toastmaster Bhavesh, who also explained about an incident he had with his colleague about khaman. And the sad part is, outside of Gujarat they call it dokla. I feel very bad that when in the morning when you in the hotel they said dokla. I said it's a khaman. But your speech was very nice. Then we had Shivam, who spoke about dosa. Now Shivam, you were your eye contact was sometimes up, sometimes down, and you were always in hurry to complete your speech. This is your stage, and Toastmaster is a safe place to fail. Okay, you can fail comfortably anytime and every time. Okay, so try to take time, even though you will take 5 seconds pause without speaking anything. Nobody is going to say anything. Take time, breath, enjoy the stage, and then deliver. So next time, I want you to speak for 2 minutes, complete table topic session. Okay? Then, I'm sorry I did not get your name.
Pratik.
Pratik, and I think it's a note that you forgot to mention about Pratik's name as well. So Pratik, you started very well, but you were also in hurry to complete your speech, and you, I think, concluded in 30 seconds or 35 seconds, not more than that. Okay, so the same comments to you as well. Try to absorb, enjoy the stage. Sometimes you should look at Hiren, sometimes you look at Nirav, sometimes you look at Sakshi. He always feels bad that nobody is looking at me. Okay. And then we had our champion Hiren. So always, the moment Hiren, even if he is working, the people who know him started smiling that now we will have fun. But he narrated a very beautiful message out of Fafda and Khandvi about life. So great speech, Toastmaster Hiren. Then we had TM Ravi, who spoke about pizza. But you were also in hurry, you did not take enough time to conclude, otherwise your subject was very nice and you could have easily completed up to 2 minutes. And yes, I agree with you, it is not I would say, affordable party when we have a joint family. And then we had TM Tarun. Now I like Tarun's speech because he also narrated a story out of subject. That after a morning jog, when you came home and when you see the fruit dish and when you also see your wife has made a gulab jamun. So it was a very good speech, and it actually helped to cover the complete timing as well. So overall, it was a great session. I thoroughly enjoyed, and we go to TM Dhaneshwar for bringing such a beautiful subjects as well. Now, only recommendation to Toastmaster, table topic master, is that it is better to give topic when the person is on the stage, because that where the challenge is even more. That right now in front of table topic master is getting the subject. Okay. And second point for all the speakers, that table topics is all about organizing your thoughts very quickly. So whenever you get a subject, there is no need to start immediately. You have 30 seconds of time to gather your thoughts. So use it wisely, and then you can start your speech. That how I can relate this speech with my life incident, or something which I have observed, or something which I have seen in my office, or some famous story, and then you can wrap that entire story around the subject you have. Because I always say that life is less about prepared speeches and more about table topics. Yes. Thank you. And over to Michael.
Fun.
So the next session is, I think, we will have our evaluate AHA counter and grammarians evaluation. So I request our AHA counter of our today's meeting, Toastmaster Udit, to submit the AHA counters.
Good afternoon, everyone. So I start with TM Ravi. You use the R sound 6 times and the filler words and repetitive words 3 times. TM Kuldeep, you use the R sounds 4 times and the filler words 8 times. TM Gitanjali, you use 2 times R sounds and no filler words. TM Adil, you use 3 times R words and 2 filler words. TM Bhavesh, you use 9 times R sounds and 3 filler words. TM Kate, you use 1 time filler words. TM Durgesh, Gesh Durgesh, you use 1 time R sound. TM Krunal, your speech was nice, so you didn't use any filler or repetitive words. Gesh Sakshi, you use R sound 4 times and the repetitive word 2 times. Gesh Nirav, you use 1 time R sounds only. TM Bhavesh, in your table topic speech, you use R sound 3 times and 3 repetitive words. Guest Shivam, you use R sounds 2 times and 1 repetitive words. TM Pratik, you use R sound 2 times and 4 repetitive and filler words. TM Hiren, you use 2 R sounds and no filler words. TM Ravi, in your table topic speech, you use 2 R sounds and 1 filler words. That's all. Over to you.
Wow, what a detailed report. I wish I could also be so much of attentive in throughout the briefing. Great. Now I request my favorite Toastmaster Hiren Dalal, to submit the grammar agency.
Thank you very much, Mr. General Evaluator, and thank you, our President, Mr. Toastmaster Adil, for giving me this opportunity. It was a blessing in disguise that I could learn something from my grammar improvement. For the word of day today was spoken by TM Bhavesh, TM Tarun, TM Kunal, TM Gitanjali. In fact, 2 times by TM Tarun and 2 times by Toastmaster Gyaneshwar. And phrase of the day was spoken by Toastmaster Adil 2 times, Toastmaster Gitanjali, Toastmaster Gyaneshwar, and guest Nirav and guest Shakshi. So that was very nice. I tried rigorously to find mistakes. Just one point I found from Toastmaster Adil is that while he was stating that meeting is moving forward at greater or like, and then the sentence was not completed. I would say that it was meeting is moving towards a greater or maybe a better level or maybe more cohesive level, something like that, and then you can finish the statement. There was one statement mentioned that a dream came today, but I would say that dream come true today or dream became reality today. Then Toastmaster Tarun, you mentioned that get together of friends or get together with friend would be more appropriate. Or your parents take you for clothes. I would say your parents would take you to buy new clothes. So those type of things. And I also heard one word matlab in the English communication, so that could have been improved upon. Then Toastmaster Ravi, quit in 6 semesters. I would say quit during the 6th semester would be more appropriate. Toastmaster Kuldeep, everything was excellent. I just pointed out one good statement there. You mentioned that they all had hawk type of nose, and you yourself also having the same. So you wanted to relate your personality with them. That was very nice. Then I would say that Toastmaster Tarun, Rath Yatra being done. I would say that Rath Yatra being celebrated during June. So some of the few things that we should think about. Then the table topic session was very tempting and it was mouth-watering, so I could not pay much attention to that. And the Toastmaster Gitanjali, she herself is a teacher, so it was I was little nervous to find out grammatical mistake because she would call me back that.
She does.
Yeah, she does. And her speech was such a nice engraving, and it was so I was, instead of paying more attention on the grammar, I was paying more attention to the suspense that what is going to happen. So that was very nice. I would say one grammatical mistake from guest Sakshi, because when you are in Gujarat and when you are in Vadodara, you don't say Golgappa, you say Pani Puri. So that was one point I wanted to say. And Toastmaster Kunal, well, I was struggling a lot to find out some mistake. I thought I will be able to find out something. Take time, I would say utilize time. And I wanted to find out more. I could not find because he praised me a lot and he is fast person. I will definitely say he must have pronounced evaluation word, the spelling of it wrongly. Maybe that's the mistake.
Yes.
Otherwise, everything was fine. Thank you very much.
It's always fun to listen to. So now it's time to submit my report as a general evaluator. And I'll start with a quote, one of my favorite quotes. Right? Feedback is a breakfast of champion. And what generally champions eat in breakfast? Any idea? Truth. And truth has to be served fresh. Stalemate truth doesn't serve, because that is what we have been taught in my career of 22 years. Truth needs to be served fresh, and that is what we do in Toastmasters. If I made some blunder in my work, and if I disclose after 6 months to my management, then it is of no use. So let us serve the truth as a breakfast. So our meeting started at 10:33 a.m. So we were late by 3 minutes. So Toastmaster is all about timing. So let us be meticulous from next meeting onwards. It has to be dot on 10:30. And our president has mentioned about the washroom direction. That was very good, and YouTube and all the supports. But I would suggest that these details, if our sergeant at arms can add, so even he will get a more chance to speak rather than explained by the president. And guest introduction was also done very nicely. In fact, guests were invited on the stage instead of speaking from their chairs. So it was very good. And our president, Mr. President, has also explained about the movie Ford versus Ferrari. But the president address took a longer time. We concluded around 10:45. So we were 10 minutes late from the start of the meeting. So like around 10:45, TMOD took the stage, our Toastmaster of the day. And he also nicely explained about the calendar full of event. One more suggestion to Sergeant at Arms, that if our projector is not required, it is better to keep it off, because sometimes during the meeting we switch on and switch off, so it is also distracted to the audience as well. So if it is not required, then we can keep it off. And our Toastmaster of the day actually explained the entire meeting structure, that how we are going to structure the meeting, and he also explained the entire names. I think we can, cut short those kind of details because it is visible. You can always mention that it is structured in 3 parts: prepared speeches, table topics, and evaluation, and we can move on. Now, TM Durgesh, you can use projector effectively by preparing one slide that this is how we are going to measure, because like prepared speech is 4 to 6 minutes if it is icebreaker. So for timer, effective use of projector can be utilized. And one suggestion to timer is better to hold the card for 30 seconds, because it may happen that you are holding the card but the speaker is engaged here and he is not aware, and straight away he will see the red card and he has to rush towards the conclusion, because today it happened with one of the speakers. So TM Uzit Aha counter, very good start. And I would say that if you are taking up the roles, I use the script. Okay, there is a script that what is the role of our counter. So you can, in detail, you can describe, right? Grammarian, Toastmaster, Hiren, perfect explanation of the role. And now I will evaluate speaker 1. Now, as a role of general evaluator, the role of general evaluator is to highlight the points even the evaluator has missed. So it is an evaluation of the evaluators, not the speakers. So Toastmaster Ravi, even though it was your icebreaker speech, you did a fantastic job, and your evaluator Toastmaster Adil has explained everything. But I will only, if today you want to take something home, please leave one sentence here in this meeting that I am a bad communicator. Okay, and take home that you are a very good communicator, because I did not see any grammatical error in your entire speech. Your confidence was very good, your explanation, everything was excellent. Only thing is, although it is an icebreaker speech and it does not require any evaluation, only one thing I would recommend, that next time whenever you are on the stage, work on your eye contact, because this speech, it was like you were talking to Gitanjali Madam only, right? You know? The complete this side was ignored. Okay, no. So, and it happens. It is very natural. It happened with me also. So, from your next speech, let us talk to Dhyaneswar as well. Okay. Then speaker 2, Toastmaster Kuldeep. And before that, when Toastmaster Bhavesh came on the stage to explain his speech objective that was not explained by you, it is better to use the notes and explain it in full detail. That my target speaker is giving this speech, level 1, level 2, and his speech objectives are this, and whether it has been covered in the speech or not. Okay, so it is a role of evaluator to explain everything nicely, right? Now, Toastmaster Kuldeep, you are an ace communicator. Your language your command over language is excellent. But sometimes when we try to infuse humor, it requires little bit of pause or vocal variety. For example, your humor for nose did not go well. Okay, your one more humor for Mr. Sam Maneksha's incident, that also did not go well, even though it was very good. So work on that aspect, that how you will inject the humor at a right time. Okay, because humor is a waste if it did not go well, right? And it requires a lot of, I would say, over a period of time you will also learn, because I am also learning from Toastmaster Kuldeep and Toastmaster Hiren. Okay, they are natural humorists, you know, even though they are speaking for 1 minute, they will infuse humor. And then, yeah, you saw, I feel that you saw the red card straight. You missed the green card or yellow card, I don't know, but you concluded your speech in very fast manner, you know. So my suggestion to all the speakers is, the moment you see the yellow card, move towards conclusion, so that you can conclude your speech very nicely with a message audience carry home. Because speech is all about why we are speaking. We are speaking because we are conveying something, our belief, our emotions, so that audience can, you know, take something home. For example, if you remember the speech of Martin Luther King Jr., I Have a Dream. Why even after 70, 80 years people are remembering that speech? It is a speech like a Toastmaster speech only, right? Then speaker number 3, Toastmaster Gitanjali, Encounter with Ghost. Amazing speech, perfect use of stage. 10 out of 10 on body language, vocal variety, and eye contacts. So I love the way whenever you are speaking.
Thank you, sir.
Table topic, I have already covered the table topic evaluation. Evaluator 1, a note to evaluator 1, Toastmaster Adil. So you also started your evaluation with a quote, which is very good. Because whenever evaluation is also kind of a speech, so it is better to work on that evaluation and give a perfect performance. So Toastmaster Adil, you started with a quote, very good. But when we mention the content of the speech again, it costs time. So try to eliminate explaining the same content that you say this. Come straight to the either commendation or recommendation part. Okay. Evaluator to Toastmaster Bhavesh, you also covered all the points very nicely. But the point is, whenever you were mentioning about the commendation, you were mentioning your target speaker as a third person to the audience, that he started this speech like this, he mentioned like this, he did like this. And when you come to the recommendation, you started, you did this, you did that, you do, you know. So it has to be other way around. Okay. Public speaking is all about encouraging speaker to come on the stage next time. So whenever we evaluate, commendation is you, recommendation is speaker. Okay. So take note of that point. And evaluator 3, Kirit sir, he himself is a school of public speaking, so I am learning a lot of things from Kirit sir. So no recommendation from Kirit sir. And with that, I am ending my report of general evaluator, and I am handing over the stage to Toastmaster of the day. Toastmaster.
Thank you. That was a wonderful general evaluation. So I again roll you back to the theme of the day. Calendar full of events. We are in the concluding session of our today's meeting, so I will not take much of the time. I'll only just say that festivals are fun for the whole family. It teaches us to share and enjoy. Each festival celebrated is a landmark of our spiritual journey or spiritual growth. Next week we have Diwali coming. We will not be having this Toastmaster meeting next week. So with that, I would wish you all a very happy Diwali.
Happy Diwali.
Happy Diwali. Have a safe one, and maybe the new year bring more prosperous life to all of you. With this, though Dhaneshwar would distribute chocolates to only the winner, I have some sweets which I can distribute to everyone. With that, I will hand it over to our President T.M. Adil to conclude the meeting. They can share.
Till the time everyone is taking or having their seat, we will move to the end portion of the meeting. As Toastmaster Krunal rightly mentioned, time is the most important in Toastmaster meeting. Today we started off late because we had to make some adjustment, and who better or the best person could have taken up the role of grammarian. So thank you from the whole VTM community that you took up the role. And I just want to highlight here that today's word of the day was jambore, but along the meeting it turned out to be mouth water. As called upon during table topic session, Toastmaster didn't use the word mouth watering, and after that it was like in limelight and everyone used that word. So that shows how grammarian has an impact on the meeting and all other roles. I would just like to appreciate that 3 of the members, they have newly joined and they took up the challenge. Toastmaster Durgesh took up the role as a timer. Toastmaster Udit took up the role of R counter, and Ravi was already giving his icebreakers. So everyone tried their level best, and as GE mentioned that all this aspect we need to improve upon. Without further ado, I would like to have a quick guest feedback, if possible, like you can conclude in 30 seconds. So you can come up on the stage, you can give candid feedback so that we as a VTM as well can improve further. So, yes.
Once again, good afternoon. Honestly saying, I liked today's session. It was very informative. I learned new words from everyone, be from prepared speeches, be from table topic speakers. So I learned a lot. I'm very excited to join this Toastmasters Club ahead, and I enjoyed it.
Thank you so much. And VPM, like Vice President membership, would be troubling you for that membership part. So he would connect with you for the membership detail. Guest Nero.
I mean, there's nothing good to say. It's already proved that Toastmaster Club entirely, wherever it's being conducted, it's always a wonderful experience for the guest and all those who have also joined. And same here for me also. Previously, I also joined from online session, and this is the first offline session in person which I am attending. So wonderful, and I'm looking forward to be a part of this great journey and all this wonderful people. So thank you very much, and have a nice day.
Yes, Sachin. Oh, Durgesh and then. Okay, like Durgesh can come first.
Hello everyone. So I came with a very open mind. So as I knew already that Toastmasters is a very branded name out there for public speaking now. So very excited to say that it stood up to the expectation that I had. Very good speakers, a lot of opportunity to learn here. So that was very great, and really excited to join in communities. Thank you.
Sir, I guess you joined this. So you can just give your brief introduction as well.
Okay.
And at the end, you can just conclude with feedback of the meeting.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So good afternoon all.
Good afternoon.
Myself Manish Sharma, working with Yokogawa company, and I heard this Toastmasters Master Club well, and I got an invite through Mr. Vikram, and I thought to come. Sorry for the late today. I was maybe 10 minutes late. I thought it was not a traffic today as a Sunday, but I got too much traffic there. I would like to say one thing, that the biggest fear in the world, which I heard, is not the ghost, it's the public speaking. When you come to the stage, somebody from legs will be trembling, your voice will be trembling. So the biggest fear is the public speaking, and this stage, if it gives you the courage to come on the stage, I think that's the best way to come up. So I would like to join Toastmasters in coming days. Sorry for the late today. Thank you so much.
Like you mentioned by you in previous deciding officer meeting, I had mentioned that there is a phobia, glossophobia, related to public speaking. So 75% of the population, they have this fear, which is known as glossophobia. I might be pronouncing it wrong, but there is a term associated with it. So with this, guest Shiva, so your feedback.
Toastmasters is always a fun. Whenever I came here, I get excited about that public speaking, and I get encouraged with all the Toastmasters to speak in front of these great audience. That's why it is good for me as a person.
I guess last. So you are becoming member. So last is a guest feedback.
Good afternoon all.
Good afternoon.
The best part I always see for this session is evaluation part. Evaluation given by experts like sir, Kunal, Gitanjali madam, always help members to know himself, and new members always find something new, and what I can say, they have new members have a very guidance from expertise to develop himself about the speaking in the stage. Thank you.
This like a sort of appreciation, token of appreciation, we give this certificate for extra effort that each and every member throughout the meeting has put in. So we will start with best prepared speaker of the day, and it goes to Toastmaster Ravi. I'd like to call upon Toastmaster of the day to give the best supporting role player of the day, the mouth watering Toastmaster level. Basically, your punchline for today's meeting was. Best evaluator of the day, Toastmaster Kevin. Best role player of the day, and GE, who gave a perfect and candid evaluation, for the last, I would like to call upon Table Topic Master because he promised that he would give chocolate to the winner. And it goes again to Toastmaster.
Kiran.
Hiren, क्या
Someone is definitely going with sweet.
We can share this.
Yes. So you all might have witnessed that we just entered into pre-Diwali celebration. So today's event was filled with lot of important aspects, like calendar full of events. We got to learn about various festival, and I just want to highlight here that Table Topic Master did an important job, or he took out the nuances as well. Like in Seu sir, he did mention each and every aspect so that if someone is not from Vadodara, he gets to know what all things are there. So that shows how everyone is dedicated towards the VTM meeting to make it a successful one. And I hope that today's meeting, everyone got to learn something and you are taking back something home with you. So with this, I adjourn the meeting and wish you all and your family happy Diwali and prosperous New Year.